In last month's video, we talked about the possibility of a mandate for vaccination or regular testing by the governor. What since ended up happening is the president issued an order for just that. And specifically, what we're looking at is down here, requiring all employers with 100 or more employees to ensure their workers are vaccinated or tested weekly. And basically what's going to be happening is OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, is going to be issuing a rule to that effect. So that got me thinking, well, this weekly testing, it sounds like it could be fairly onerous and expensive. So who pays for it? And to answer that question, our first stop is Labor Code Section 2802. And for our purposes, basically, this means that when an employee incurs work-related expenses, the employer has to reimburse them for those expenses. Also, let's take a look at the Labor Commissioner's guidance on just this topic. As far as time traveling to and from the test sites and the testing itself, according to this guidance, employers have to pay for that, as well as the test itself. However, there's a few important things to note. One, this was posted March of 2021. So that's about 6 months before the presidential order. And this is talking about employer mandates as opposed to government mandates. So where does that leave us in answering our question? Based on this, it's unclear. And when faced with an unclear legal situation, one of my favorite things to do is to look at the issue from both perspectives. So from the perspective of the employee, their argument may be, well, the only reason I'm in this boat and have to make this, have to receive this regular testing is by virtue of my job. Therefore, I should receive compensation from the employer pursuant to Labor Code Section 2802. From the employer's perspective, they may be thinking, well, why should we have to pay for the employee's personal choice unrelated to the performance of their job? Also, if because of this government regulation, we've incurred additional expenses, isn't that a taking? And what do I mean by that? To answer that question, we're going back to the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, and specifically this language: no person shall be deprived of property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. So theoretically, there could be a Fifth Amendment argument that the employers need to receive compensation from the government. That's a gross oversimplification, and this could definitely benefit from looking at some of the related case law. But the point is, at least in theory, while employees may be entitled to compensation from their employers pursuant to Section 2802 for the weekly testing, in turn, employers may also be entitled to compensation from the government, perhaps by virtue of the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution. So there's two sides to it, not to mention the public health and personal liberty concerns at play. And bottom line, we could really use some clarification from the government. If you'd like to further explore any of these topics, by the way, I'll include links to all of the websites appearing in this video, either in the description area or comment section below this video. So I'd at least like to give you some value before going. And so for those in the testing boat, take a look at this website. There are no costs out of pocket for COVID-19 testing at a testing site. An insured person can get the test needed by any provider in or out of their health network at no cost. And if you're uninsured, the government pays for the test. Now, this doesn't address the time spent or mileage in getting the test, but it at least covers the test. And there's a lot of other information that may be helpful, including finding testing locations and whatnot. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and also feel free to leave a comment with regard to any topics you'd like explored in future videos. Goodbye for now.